Okay. And we are live. Good. Let me double check that we're on live. Let me see if people jump on. I will wait a couple minutes while apparently this feed has Facebook has changed since I went live, as I was saying last night, and it is counting. I'm definitely live right now. Okay, now we're good. Okay, I see people jumping on. I was going to just say that it wasn't showing me people were jumping on until almost a minute in, but we're good now, I think. So people are jumping on. Let me just refresh this to make sure I have people coming in and it's working. Internet is a little, okay, we're good. We have a lot of people on. Awesome. Hi, I'm back. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network. Totally not expecting this to blow up last night on the feed, but I'm obviously very happy to be able to inform people as much as possible what I know. I will put disclaimers out there up front. I am not all knowing on this stuff. I just do a lot of research, a lot of reading. I have a lot of friends who some are in the inside and some just also do a lot of research. So I'm bringing you as much of this stuff as humanly possible from all these different sources. And I've actually been meeting with some people who actually know some stuff too, which is kind of cool. So that's my disclaimer. Everything I said last night, tonight, everything I've been posting for 5+ years, I'm not saying is coming 100% true. Some of it may be some accurate, not all accurate, but what I don't want to do is I don't want to let people down, and I don't want to get people too amped up for something that doesn't occur. So that's my disclaimer. I never want people to come back and go, oh, you said this, and this is just the best I know and best I give you, and also my positive outlook on this stuff is supposed to be going a certain way. So I just wanted to get it out of the way. The second thing I want to get out of the way is that I get a lot, whether it's posting or messaging behind the scenes, of people saying like, oh, this is just total conspiracy, like watch the media, it's not a big deal, this is about a virus, etc. As many of you know, and I posted in the past that I was like 50-50 on Trump. I was 60-40, 70-30. I didn't know if, thanks, nice shirt, I appreciate that comment. Or is Q real? And I said I'm 60-40, 70-30, that kind of thing. So I want to let you know, first of all, is do I know if Q is 100% dead on accurate? No, I do not. I do not know who Q is. I just follow him like the rest of the people. I know some people that supposedly have inside information on that. But why? So I will admit now that I am going 100% in, or I should say 99% in, on the QAnon phenomenon. Why? Why do I say that? Because honestly, at the end of the day, it's the best outlook for what could potentially be happening right now. And so I would rather be thinking positively about this and going in the right direction about this Q phenomenon than not. And I'll explain a little bit why behind the scenes or as I go on. But the only other way to think would be that this is going to be turned into a horrible thing. And like for the last 5+ years, 10 years more, people have been talking about horrible martial law, FEMA camps, etc. And that's a real possibility. So that's the first thing. There's two paths here you can go down. I think I said this last night. One path is the dark, negative route that FEMA camps are coming. They're going to take our rights. They're going to come door to door, vaccinate us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Is that a possibility? It absolutely is. However, I don't want to look at that possibility. I will keep it in the back of my mind. And if it goes down, we take the necessary precautions. But I'm not going to focus on that part because I don't want that happening. And I don't want you focusing on it. We need positive happening. Then the other path is the one that basically is cute, right? I mean, you can say, yeah, the market crashes, inflation comes, et cetera, and the Federal Reserve continues. That can happen, but this is too big. The shutting down of schools, sending people home, Disney closing down today, this is history. So I am going to focus on that Q is right, that our country is putting ourselves back on the map. We're getting rid of the dark, and I'm going to focus on that because why wouldn't we? That is a positive. That means good things are going to happen. So I wanted to let you know about that. The next thing I want to do is I want to read something to you. I told you tonight that I got some information dropped on me tonight that was quite interesting. And I'm going to read to you word for word, verbatim, what was given to me tonight by potential insiders, but also is involved with Q. So here we go. I'm going to literally read it word for word. Stock up. Looks like the next 30 days are going to be rocky. Prepare for a 10-day shutdown of Facebook, etc., and possibly the internet and cell service, but we will all be fine. Now, yes, there is a real possibility of all social media going down for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, etc. I do believe we are going the route that we are going to be quarantined in America for at least 2 to 3 weeks. I do think that is going to happen, especially with the canceling of all these events. This is getting deadly serious, and I think they're going to quarantine us. I just think that's what's going to happen. Let me continue with the rest of this because it gets even more in depth. So this person says, so I was thinking about all the cancellations in schools and doing teleclasses. They're what are called the white hats or the good guys. So in this world of political drama, you have the white hats and basically the black hats, right? Black hats are the globalists, the cabal, the deep state, the pedophile network, etc. You have the white hats, which is considered to be the Trumps of the world, the good guys in the back end, etc. The military, the Pentagon, all the good people. So the white hats are eliminating soft targets where the deep state could stage a mass shooting or other catastrophe. This isn't to keep you from getting sick. It's to keep you from being shot, blown up, poisoned, or whatever crap the deep state can to create a distraction from the hell that's about to rain down on them. Meaning they're sending kids home because this is about protecting the public from being, if martial law is brought out during this whole thing, they're trying to keep people safe. And if you keep people in schools and everywhere else, that's where bad things can happen because you can have false flags. So I'll go on. Trump said last night that the travel ban was for 30 days. One of the big Q drops had done in 30 days in it. No one knew what that meant when it happened. I believe that means this month is the beginning of the end. In the next 30 days, they are tying up loose ends to completely destroy the cabal and possibly return to gold standard worldwide. Or we might be going, that says, to gold standard. The troops on the ground in Europe are there to ensure order is kept over there while this takes place and to keep chaos to a minimum. Now, keep in mind, some people have said martial law is coming, the National Guard is going to be out, and it's to keep us under control and to take us to FEMA camps, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's always been what they've said. This is saying they're there to keep chaos to a minimum, to allow the citizens to stay alive just in case something goes down. Continue on. Q has also repeatedly said these people are sick. Looking back, I thought that was figuratively as they aren't right in the head. However, with the virus, I think we're going to see certain bad actors become ill due to coronavirus and die. They will die, but not from the virus. The virus is the cover story to prevent all-out chaos for execution of traitors and horrific crimes with child sex trafficking. Q has also told us you and your families are safe. And without going into extensive details, that specific Q drop and when it was made correlates to the coronavirus. So why do I put so much faith in these Q drops? Because everything we've been told has come to fruition. So that's one of the reasons why I'm basically going all in on the Q thing is if anybody who's been watching this and watching what's been published over the last 3-4 years of Q, Q has not missed it's been delivered on exactly what it was said. So some people out there, oh, it's a conspiracy, it's a psyop. Maybe so, but guess what? They've nailed every single thing that has been said so far. Okay, so moving on. Every active military person I know and those retired all follow Q and swear by it. Every division of the armed forces continually makes posts on Twitter using the exact same wording used in Q drops. Sometimes they post all at the exact same time. Everything we're witnessing is a finely tuned and meticulously planned military operation that's been in years in the making. I absolutely believe the deep state is capable of carrying out horrific things in the next 30 days because many of them are literally fighting for their lives. However, I believe in Trump. I have faith in our military and I trust the plan. That's my analysis after digesting on it. Now, this person also said, I want to go into prep. So that's basically saying that you're going to probably see, again, a 3-week, maybe 30-day quarantine of all of us, meaning you don't leave your home. So people need to be aware this is history being made. we've never seen anything like this. This is completely out of the norm, obviously, and all I can say is insane. I don't honestly know how to properly put into words what this means, and I'll explain to you why. Um, a lot of us rag on millennials at times, and we don't mean to do that to be harsh on them. One of the things about the millennials is that it's this generation that basically um, they're the cell phone generation. And so I'm 42, and I think basically almost like 35 and higher, and some 30-year-olds who are more awake, 35, 40 and higher, we're part of this generation where, I have my cell phone, but I don't actually need my cell phone. Like, I can go without that for a period of time. And a lot of these folks, these younger folks, millennials, they're hooked on the cell phone, on the technology, meaning when they wake up, as long as their phone works, they're good to go. Do you realize that these folks, people are not awake? Americans are not awake. I thought people would be more panicked today. So I work in the office. I'm a doctor. I see patients, and people today were like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt," but like no one is awake to the fact that you just shut down all the major sporting organizations. You stop travel in and out of Europe. That's completely insane. But keep in mind, these folks don't understand what's going on. They really don't. And so please do me a favor, educate them as much as humanly possible. I was doing as much as I could to educate my folks today. We actually held a meeting at our office for our tribe, our staff. We consider our people, our staff, our employees like family. They're our tribe. And we literally actually got with them administrative time, spoke with them probably for over a half hour. And we told them, this is what the president said last night. This is what this means. This is what we think is going on. I didn't go into deep stuff on like what I'm talking about right now because I don't want to scare people. Don't ever, please, as I say this stuff, my intent is never to be negative or scare people. I'm actually excited because if this goes the way we want it to go, this might be the most exciting time that we are ever part in history, which is absolutely amazing because we could develop a brand new country the way it's supposed to run and create a new world the way it's supposed to actually work, is where we actually all respect, care, and love for each other and create not a utopia, but a better game. Like, have more fun, no more war. Let's get this stuff out of here. But people are not awake. They're really not. And so you have to educate. Going into preparation, I'm going to finish off reading this real quick from what they sent me. We really need 90 days of supplies to be safe. Lay very low. Now, 90 days of supply. Obviously, we don't plan on this being 90 days, but I will tell you, everything that Q has said in X22 report, go watch that. Everything that they've said was saying, stay low, have supplies ready, okay? Very, very, very important. Don't tell everyone, especially on social media, what you have. I don't know if you know, there's preppers out there, people who are like, storing all their stuff. They have bunkers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is what those people were preparing for. They knew something was going to happen. They knew that our government was completely out of control. They know about the Federal Reserve. This started, go back to 1913. I don't have my book on my bookshelf, but The Creature from Jekyll Island, G. Edward Griffin. Go look at that book. That was the beginning of what is happening now. The stock market is not crashing because of the virus. The stock market is crashing because the Federal Reserve creates bubbles and then they burst them. That's what's actually happening. But this one could be different in the fact that we're taking down that system. Keep it going. Get with like-minded neighbors and make a plan. So build your tribes, your community, get to know your people, because being quarantined or being in your home for 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row, you might get a little bored, especially if there's no internet service, no cell phone service, no social media. I don't know if electricity will be there. I'm assuming they are. I don't think we're going full down. But if martial law is called, that's some crazy stuff. Continue to go on. Excuse me. Prepare for banks to be closed for 30 days minimum. The Federal Reserve just put $1.5 trillion into the banks today. That, if any of you understand anything about economics on a global and a geopolitical scale, that is an insane number, and it only barely spiked the market, and the market went down again after that. Next week, Tuesday, when this is all supposed to start, the Federal Reserve is supposed to drop the interest rate by upwards, or most likely a full 1%, which is also completely historical in the fact that dropping an interest rate where we are, this market is literally, we're shifting markets. And if you watch X22, if you watch anything like that, or follow Q, it talks about the bubble was getting higher because we had the 2008 crisis. We're over time for the bubble to burst, being in 2020. And there's over $500 trillion in what's called derivatives market. I'm not going to go into the derivatives thing because that's a very complicated situation. But basically, there's $500 trillion out there, promises that there's not enough money to actually cover those. That's our market. So that's a big problem. So what's been told is Trump is actually building a secondary economy behind the scenes, bringing manufacturing back to the US so that when this bubble is deflated or burst and the Federal Reserve potentially goes away, which is hopefully the plan, this secondary economy actually skyrockets because companies are here. We want to produce, and we have at least 4 trade deals with other countries already in place and being worked on more. So that's supposedly the new economy. I was also told that with this, they are planning to take out the IRS, the Federal Reserve, and go back to the Treasury system, which is the gold standard. So back to this, prepare for banks to be closed for 30 days minimum and no access to that. So if you keep cash there or jewelry, you need to barter, get it out now. Again, I'm not trying to panic you with this. I'm just giving you details that I got. Cash, wrap it in tin foil many times to protect from the fire, then many times with Ziplocs, protect from water, etc. I was asked earlier tonight about cash and things like that. So a lot of people are investing in gold and silver. So gold actually went down a little bit today, which shocked people. And what I was told and what I heard was the elites, the globalists, are actually liquidating their gold right now because they know they're in trouble. So I'm going to get to your questions in 1 second. Let me finish this off. I just want to let you know. So keep cash wrapped in tinfoil, etc. Don't forget your pets. Have their foods, meds, litter, etc. That's what this is all about. So I wanted to read that to you. If you need to read it, if you need to learn more about it, go back and I'm not going to post this up just because it's from somebody. But what I'll do is obviously, if somebody wants a transcript of all this, I'll see what I can do. This is not my full-time job. I will tell you, last night after we watched the president speak, this is going into prepping, so I want to give you solutions on how to get ready for this. And again, I'm not an expert on this. I'm only going based on what I've been reading for probably 10 plus years. Is from a prepping standpoint. My wife last night my wife's originally from Miami, and so I'm from New York. She's from Miami, and she went through the worst hurricanes you could go through, to the point when Andrew came through, and I think there was 2 or 3 hurricanes that came through at that time. I don't remember what year it was. She actually lost her home, meaning the home was too damaged, and they lived, I think, I want to say about 6 months outside. I don't remember the exact time, but she lived outside in an RV for that much time because she couldn't get into her home. So my wife has been through losing her home before in a major storm. So when storms come, she is like ready. And last night, after we heard the president speak and he interrupted European travel and all these things got closed and all these events were shut down, she literally said, "I'm going into hurricane mode." So what does that mean, hurricane mode? It means that you prepare as much as humanly possible. You have to prepare for at least 30 days of food, 30 days of supplies, and as much as 90 days. Now, obviously, not everyone can afford to do that all the time. Do the best you can. Get dry foods. My Patriot Supply is a website out there. Natural News is a website. There's a whole bunch of just look up supplies, and you can get a lot of dry goods and things like that for very, very big discounts. The stores are going out of stuff. I mean, keep in mind, if martial law is declared, there can be chaos. Not that I want it, but you have to understand how cities work. Let me go through some of these questions. If anybody has any other questions for me, do you have any insight on do we have water? Yes, get water as much as you possibly can. I mean, consider this to be a storm, and Q calls it the storm is here. Water and electricity will not be affected. That's my hope. Prepare for 90 days. Good. Okay. Good. Just looking for questions. If anybody has any questions, put it in there. If there's anything you want me to mention that I have not mentioned, because I have notes here, I tried to cover as much as I could. Let me know. I'll do as many as I can. And again, this is just a passion of mine because I grew up watching politics with my grandfather, and I went from a very conservative war hawk mentality to very Ron Paul libertarian, which I am, but I'm also conservative Republican mind. I'm not against the JFK liberal. I'm against the radical liberal that are the Nancy Pelosi's, the Chuck Schumers, the Bidens, the Hillary Clintons of the world. But that's not being a Democrat. That's a globalist initiative is what those people are. And is Trump perfect? Absolutely not. There's things that he does that piss me off too. There's things that I think he does that are not correct. But I know people who are close to him, and they say he's an amazing individual. He does care, but he's a person. I actually talked to a pastor friend of mine tonight, and he said, as Scripture says that, and I'm not good on memorizing Scripture, so bear with me. God does not always pick the perfect ones, or never does he pick the perfect one. He picks the ones who he knows will get it done. And so you can say all you want about Trump saying the things he says, probably cheating on his wife at time, whatever. The dude is on purpose, and he loves his country. And if this goes the way we think it goes, that's why he was picked, because he's a businessman that gets things done. Let's see here. What else? It messes up my feed. So if you got a question that was not answered, please post it again, because the way Facebook's set up, it gets rid of some that I can't see on the screen anymore. Yes, if Hillary had won, there was a 16-year plan. Obama was the 8-year plan. Hillary was the next 8-year plan. They did not expect or predict that she would lose. They really did not. How do you follow Q? Someone actually just posted a link, and you can also go to QAnon on Twitter, and there's a lot of stuff there as well. Do you think pharmacies will be open? Probably not. If you obviously I'm not a medication person, but if you're on medication, get what you need, because obviously we want you to survive and get what you need. So have at least as much as you possibly can, 30 to 90 days of it. I do love millennials. Yes, I have one that works for me. She's a phenomenal person. Follow these people. Yes. Italy. So let me drop a little knowledge on you guys regarding Italy. So Italy actually quarantined. They shut down 60 million people. The reason why that, I believe, happened, and I've been told it happened, and I'm not in any way trying to offend anybody of faith or the Catholic religion. The Catholic people are wonderful people. The Catholic Church is a different story. The Vatican is it's not a great organization. Let's say that, because again, I'm trying not to offend people. Not that I care about offending people, but when it comes to faith and religion and belief systems, everyone is allowed to have what they have. I respect all beliefs. The Pope is not a good individual. He is actually a terrible individual. And there's actually two popes. There's the Pope you see, and there's a thing called the Black Pope. And the Black Pope works inside, behind the scenes, and is globalist. This Pope, I have been told, is going to catch the coronavirus, and he may not survive. That's all I'll say on that. Good. Stock up. Yes, stock up in case. Let's see. Any other questions? Generator. Yes. So I'm in Florida. We have hurricanes. We have 2 generators. If you can get your hands on one, great. I'm going to tell you right now, anything you need to prep, you better get this stuff by the weekend. Because I'm going to tell you, if next week comes and stuff starts hitting the fan, it is going to be chaos getting to the stores. Get stuff as fast as you can. I actually went to a website today called uswellnessmeats.com. It's one of my favorite places. I bought a bunch of meat that's being delivered for $10. It's all organic. At this time when we're obviously having like craziness, obviously eat as much organic as you can. But at the end of the day, just get food in your body if it's survival. So yes, generator, get one if you can. Who is Q? Q is what is believed to be a military intelligence operation that supports the president and is working to take out globalists. Any insight on the Defender Europe 20 exercise? I don't know what that means. I'll have to look into it. U.S. troops are behind the administration. That's what I know. Q, yes. So Q is less than 10 people, including Trump. And yes, it's considered to be a military operation. Good. All by design, yes. Good. Going to be biblical. Yeah, biblical. So here's something about biblical. Go back to your Bible and read Revelation again. And the reason I say this is read it from a different viewpoint. Not that we're all going to be taken away and everything's gone and the planet leaves and everything else, but read it from a standpoint of the end of time, meaning the end of this chapter in life where there's a darkness and there's a beginning of a new chapter where we actually have, I don't want to say peace on earth, but we have a new world where there's at least respect, governments run the way they're supposed to, and things are good again. That's all I'll say. Good. I'm glad everyone's explaining, like his way to explain, and doing my best on this. If you missed the beginning, please, I don't want to really, I'm going to try to keep this short tonight because I had to get some sleep. I was up way too late last night. Just go back and watch it through. And if I have to, maybe I'll replay it again. Should all money be taken out of the bank? I don't know if I would do that. I mean, the word is, Trump said that when this all ends, there's a new market. And within a month, possibly within a month after this is all done, we have a new market and the market skyrockets. So he keeps saying the market's going to be great. And at the end of the day, Q has actually predicted everything Trump has said, and it's all been right. So that's why I'm all in at this point. I mean, what else? I have nothing else to lose. And it's the positive way to look. So I suggest we all pray, meditate, postulate on that. When is this happening? Next Tuesday is the Federal Reserve meeting where they drop at a point potentially, most likely. And then everything starts dropping within a week or so after that, I believe. Rural, urban area. I think the most safest areas are going to be out in the country. I would not be in a city for all this. Absolutely. Like if you live in a city, get the hell out. That's my personal opinion, because what happens is, and this is not being disrespectful to any class or demographic, but where the chaos will come from is potentially inner cities or poorer areas where people don't have enough money to keep supplies. Those people will go looking for supplies. That's why if they call martial law, you'll have the National Guard in the streets trying to keep that chaos to a minimum. That's why that is. Dominic, email list. Will they shut down running water? I'm hoping not. I've not heard anything about that. Do you believe this is a 6-month burn to pandemic? I believe this pandemic goes away. I believe when you see all these actors going down, I believe the coronavirus is that the virus is the dark cabal. That's what I believe it is. And I believe, so this is the other thing. People, sorry to be jumping around. There's things that pop in my head and I'm going through questions. And I want to make sure I get it all out. There's people that I have found something out in the last month or two. I'll put it this way, that I always thought I was very awake. I have a lot of friends on here, people who are listening who are very awake. And when I say awake, meaning they know what's going on in the world. They know what's going on the planet. I do a lot of research on this. And I realize there's a lot of people that are not awake. And what I mean by that is there's levels of consciousness, right? I'm getting into the quantum on this. There's levels of consciousness. Some people think that everything they hear in the media is 100% true, and they live and die by government and what they're told and what their movies and stories tell them. Got it. Very low consciousness. Then you have very high consciousness, which I'm assuming hopefully is someone like me, and I'm sure there's even higher consciousness than that. But in the middle, you have a wide range of people. And a lot of those people can't handle stuff that they're not prepared for. Meaning, if, for example, something crazy happened tomorrow and a major celebrity died, there would be people, there's actually American citizens that worship Hollywood. Like they're watching all the stuff in Hollywood, they're watching all the movies, they worship the artists that are put in front of them. If you had like Lady Gaga or someone like that died tomorrow or was taken out and executed for her crimes, and I'm not saying Lady Gaga has crimes, I think she does, but if you had somebody taken out in the street and taken out for their crimes, you would have people go, they can't handle that. So there's a lot of this stuff that goes down. I don't think you're going to see a lot of stuff on television. So for example, everybody wants all these mass arrests. They want all these people gone. You and I, probably watching this, could handle that. Like, I don't know if everybody knows, but the punishment for high crime, treason, misdemeanor is still the death penalty by hanging. Now, they may have changed that a little bit, not by hanging, but if you commit treason in the United States, it's either off to essentially a penitentiary that you are gone forever, or you're killed by the military. That's what it is. People, the average person, could not watch that, nor should we, right? So a lot of this stuff is going to happen. I think it's going to be behind the scenes. They might say they had the virus, they passed away. It's going to be a very soft way of giving it to the public because they just can't handle it. So not everyone can handle what you and I can handle. You can give me a lot of stuff that I can read and be like, yep, I get it, totally makes sense. If I gave that to the next person over, they would think it's crazy. They wouldn't be able to handle it. They would call it they just can't do it. So you have to understand that not everyone is going to understand what you're talking about. I get called crazy almost every day. So it is what it is. Let me finish up questions because I'm going to finish this thread off tonight. And again, if I miss any, I'm sorry. Repost them. I'll get to them the best I can. Let's see. Herbal remedies. Yes. So how do you stay healthy? Eat really clean. Take really good supplementation. When it comes to supplementation, I want to tell you something about supplements. Okay. And this is not me promoting my own supplements, even though they're great. Basically, there's a difference between real supplements and synthetic supplements. So let me give you an example. I have a product called Cataplex C or Cataplex AC, two different products, which is whole food vitamin C, the whole herbal vitamin C. Now, when you go to the store, you pick up a bottle and it says vitamin C, and then you look on the back, it says adds ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is not vitamin C. Okay? So if you want vitamin C, you need whole food, like an orange is vitamin C. That is a whole food form of vitamin C. I like to tell you this, basically, it's a complex vitamin, meaning vitamin C is something that was made by our creator and it can't be redone again because that's how intricate and detailed it is. Anything made in a lab is one synthetic thing and your body does not treat it the same. So do not take ascorbic acid as vitamin C unless you are absolutely in a total bind and you have nothing else. Okay? I hope that helps. European military exercises take out the Vatican. Yes, I think the European stuff right now is their way of taking out the Vatican. That's what I think is going on over there. I also heard Merkel, the German prime minister, I believe she is being taken down. That's what I've heard. Revelations. Yeah, sorry if I said relevant. I probably said revelations. My apologies. Revelations. What company online did you go organic meats? My organic meats is uswellnessmeats.com. They're fantastic. And okay, I'm new to this Q. Go see Q. Okay, some of these are the same. Should I sell stock? No, hold on to it. It's not going anywhere. The market's going to go up again. It's almost guaranteed to. Let's see. Good. Okay. Wow, I think I got most all of them. Again, I'm gonna cut this more short tonight because I just need to get some sleep. But go watch X22 again. I'm more than happy to deliver you guys information as much as possible. And I am, by the way, super excited and super appreciative of all of you of how this has blown up in the last 2 nights because I just appreciate helping people, whether it's political because it's a passion of mine or health because that's my purpose in life is to get people off medications, get people off drugs and make this a sane country again. So I really, really appreciate all the love and all the support we're getting on this. And as long as you want me, I will keep pushing information out. I will tell you that I don't know how much longer I will continue doing the Facebook thing. I'll always probably be on here, but I'm actually having a website and everything built off site because I don't think YouTube and Facebook and all this stuff, depending on what goes on, but it's not a great platform to be on. It's being obviously anything from shadow banned to censored to you name it. And at the end of the day, if people want information, and I'm bringing out training guides on health, we're going to be doing programs and protocols to get people healthy and different stuff like that. I want to be able to help people, and you can really only do that off of the social media onto websites and things like that. So look out for that stuff because we're working on that, and we want to make sure we can help as many people as possible. So I'm going to go now. If I didn't catch all these questions, there are a lot of them here. Keep doing it. Keep putting them up there, and I will answer as many as humanly possible. I will do my best not to miss you. If for some reason I forget you, I do not have an assistant. I need an assistant for just this alone. I do not have one. I am doing all the work by myself. So if I do not reply to you either via the message board or messenger or text or however you get a hold of me, do me a favor. I give you full permission to blow up my phone and send me messages, and I will do my best to get back to those. So if I did not respond to you, I so apologize. I actually have 2 or 3 people today that I'm supposed to talk to and give them programs. And the day was so crazy that I haven't got to them. I'm actually working on that. It will get to you guys. So don't worry, it's coming. I just have to have more time in the day. What are my credentials? Someone asked credentials. Great. I am a doctor of chiropractic. I am a expert in clinical nutrition and whole food nutrition. Those are my physician credentials. And then I'm a lover of marketing. I had a previous career in marketing, and how marketing is done. And then I have been watching politics since I was probably about 5, 6, 7, I don't know, years old with my grandfather. My grandfather was Korean War veteran. My family is military, meaning I've never personally been in the military, but I have cousins who are Marines. I have an uncle who was Vietnam War. He actually he's alive, but he walks around with 2 canes that on his arms because he took a bomb and shrapnel actually hit his back, and so he's not paralyzed, but he obviously has lots of trouble. He can't walk necessarily on his own. Amazing, beautiful human being. He's a wonderful guy, and they used to be able to scratch his back and shrapnel would still come out. That's how crazy bombs and things like that are. But so I do have a military family, and my grandfather used to literally sit in the living room watching, at the time, Fox News, because he was conservative. And so I grew up watching that stuff, and I grew up watching how politicians would spin things. And then even though I'm not a lawyer, I always had a fascination with law. If I wasn't a physician, I would have became a lawyer. People tell me that all the time, and it's probably true, is because I'm fascinated with the verbiage, the nomenclature of law, but also how we use the law and how these politicians use the law. And so as I came up, and then little fast forward, so I was very conservative all the way through, but I was very war hawk conservative, very like old fashioned Bush, all that stuff, which I now know is obviously mostly a lie. I went through 9/11, and I thought the government was telling us the truth because I was in New York and I bought it all, hook, line, and sinker. And then Ron Paul, and then I went down the 9/11 truth world, and my world changed. And when I found out that day, basically, how the government actually carries things out, false flags, my life has never been the same. And it's actually funny because a long time ago in my family, there was some people who were into the JFK conspiracy, and I thought they were crazy. And then I found out what really happened. And now today I'm on this, and I'm more of a libertarian mind. I'm still very traditional conservative values because that's what I grew up with. And I just believe that we have to keep ethics in, and ethics and morals are more conservative. Not that liberals can't be, because I have lots of liberal friends who are very ethical and moral, but that's my background. So I hope that helped. I'm going to get out of here. Will I close my business? I will only close my business if we're quarantined and we're forced to close our businesses. That's the only way we'll do it. If not, I will be there helping as many people as humanly possible. Absolutely. Thank you for that question, because a lot of people are asking that. And I do not have answers for you on the whole business stuff, what's going to happen. Yeah, there's going to be some small businesses that take hits. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. I can tell you there's this thing called where we go one, we go all. That is what Q says. And so I'm in on the Q thing. I'm in. My belief and hope is that this is handled and we get rid of this dark force in America and the world, and we get back to what this world should have been a long time ago, which is Tesla-free energy, growing organic, amazing food across all the planet, not manipulating weather, just this amazing, beautiful planet where we have our individual countries, we have our amazing cultures, but we respect cultures around the world. We do not go to war with each other. It's stupid. We don't kill people over resources. And I get to travel somewhere else and respect their culture and appreciate it. People get to travel here, respect our culture and appreciate it. That's what I see as my utopian future. So guys, I even went longer than I thought I was going to, but I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't catch it all, please go back and watch it. And then I will do my best to kind of bring to you as much live as I can. And I do expect now that this is kind of dropped and blown up overnight, that people are going to want information. So I will do the best I can as we go through the next couple of weeks to bring you more information daily if possible. So if you guys want it, let me know and I will bring it to you. Have a good night. Please do me a favor. Be safe. Take care of yourself and families. And do please go prep as much as you possibly can, because I want to see you on the other side. And I love and appreciate all of you. Dr. Dean, Revolution Network. Have a wonderful night.